deal with airplane peanuts?
A news story coming out, and this is, somebody that we know and, don't know super well, but we know a little bit, and it's kind of crazy. Greta Thunberg has been arrested for human trafficking. And this is something that I think bears, we have to mention, we have to speak about. Greta Thunberg, of course, is the climate activist from, where is she from? Sweden, Switzerland, Scandinavia, one of these places. But Greta Thunberg is one of these people who we all believe to be an altruist, someone who is at their heart good. And she is now being arrested for human trafficking and rape.
Well, I bet human trafficking in Romania gets a little slippery.
Yeah.
I bet that's just like driving them from one province to another. And you're like, was she in seatbelt? Wait.
Did he abduct somebody?
Abducting's a little slippery of a slope.
It is. It's
I guarantee you there's been times
I can give you a
abducted
ride.
Leanne.
Yeah.
And I was like, get in the fucking car. We're going home.
Yeah.
And or I'm guarantee you she's abducted me a couple of times. She's like, you're done. We're going.
Oh, I think I've seen those.
And then legally, I got abducted by her.
Yeah.
And she probably drove me into another state, human trafficking.
The raid was sparked that the American was being held captive at the house. Okay. I mean, these are also reports.
Yeah, these are just reports. I mean, I think, look, this is going to come, by the way, I'm sure all this will have come out in the wash once this is airing, because we're reading this as today.
Yeah.
But I bet this is all going to be fine for him.
If he doesn't go away for something that people view as morally reprehensible, I think it only increases his star power.
Oh, yeah.
And the fervor of his fan base.
He's already bigger now, 100%.
Yeah. And especially, like, let's say he does 5 years for tax evasion. It's like, oh, they couldn't stop him, so they had to get him on tax evasion. Oh, he was too powerful. The Matrix was trying to quiet him. It's like, or maybe he was finding ways to skirt around taxes and he wasn't, bribing the right people in Romania. That's the other thing, is like, my man was talking about how corrupt Romania is. Like, you snitching on yourself, fam. Like, don't talk about your homies. If you are paying motherfuckers off, say Romania is not corrupt at all. It's the perfect place, and you want people to move there. It's amazing.
And you're
don't
almost
say they corrupt.
asking Romania to prosecute you, even if it is a corrupt place. You can't go say that shit to millions of people.
You're basically going, you won't.
Yeah.
Do it. You're saying do it.
Okay.
They did it.
Romania, I don't know what their system is like. I don't know whether they're corrupt. I've heard things, but I don't have any real information. So I'd be talking out of my ass to say, if he really did like sex traffic people, if he really did all the things he's saying, well, I hope that gets proven in court, and I hope he gets punished if he really did that. If he didn't do that, I hope he gets exonerated, and I hope he gets the fuck out of Romania. I don't know what he did. I know a lot of what he does is theater, right? A lot of what he does is very like satire. He plays the role of this boastful misogynist who smokes cigars and drives Lamborghinis, and that's his thing. And because of that, he's amassed an amazing amount of money. And he's done it by doing this character, this online persona, but then also says very wise things. He says ridiculous shit, but also says really interesting things. He's a very smart guy. If you listen to him being interviewed by Patrick Bet-David for a long-form conversation, they talk for hours, and you get to see this is a very intelligent and calculated guy. You might not agree with his message. You might not agree with all the misogynist stuff. You might not agree with, and I don't agree with it. You might not agree with all the crazy antics, but you cannot deny that that's been incredibly successful because it resonates with a lot of young men who don't feel represented in the media. And they see this guy and it looks like fun. Do they agree with what he's saying? That doesn't mean they agree with it. They think it's fun. It's like pro wrestling. He's like a bad guy in pro wrestling. He's a heel.
Tate has angered some very high-profile people, and he's been a controversial figure. And I'm sure that people in Romania are not happy with that. I'm sure that the heat he's bringing on Romania is not something they like. And I'm sure there's a culture in Romania of crime that he, by just existing and by Romania getting more attention now than it's ever had, there's a culture of quiet corruption that they would like to keep quiet. And when he's on his show talking about, oh, this is how it works, you pay people off, you pay off officials, you do this, you do that, I'm sure that there's people there that do not like him. And I'm not intimately familiar with these charges. He's tweeting right now, God is on our side, so the Matrix will not win, inshallah. He's a Muslim now.
Here's the thing. He knows what he's doing. That the funny thing is the people who are like this. They think this is just a wild man let loose, and you're like, this guy is very calculated,
Very.
and he is intelligent. He's not just.
I think he's very
shut
intelligent.
up. Like he comes with a reason. It's entertainment, but I do think I know he got arrested for human trafficking, but I don't know what
The details are.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Sometimes you can get caught up. Like it's like mail fraud. You're like, oh, come on.
Yeah,
I was mailing him a bag of shit. What do you mean?
So I don't know if those charges were dropped.
He got kicked off Instagram.
Like what?
He got kicked off Instagram.
Instagram and
it's all going wrong how can mainstream media not love this guy? Here's what I understand about mainstream media. He is creating content for you in a world where all you want is content.
To be doing the things he's being accused of doing and then go seek publicity is a very unwise move.
If he did the things
Correct.
that he did.
Then it's like what you would think if you're committing atrocities, you would try to stay under the radar. He does quite the opposite.
Yeah, but again, we don't know.
No, nobody knows.
That's the problem. That's
like the pizza thing, the pizza box. I don't know if you saw that. Everybody saying he got busted because of the pizza box, and then the authorities like that had nothing to do with it.
No, they knew he was in Romania. It was just what's that word? Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude. That's been what it was. Like he's making fun of Greta Thunberg, and then he gets fucking arrested right afterwards. It's kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
The way it happens, like people said, it's the biggest like self-owned L.
Third biggest tweet or retweet. It was Greta. I mean, it was okay.
It's
but
kind of funny when she said that's what happens. You don't recycle your pizza
that
boxes.
that was good.
Hilarious.
That was good.
Chad, that shit's hilarious. You got to give it to her.
This is big.
Yeah.
This is
I thought
big.
Greta Thunberg put him in jail.
That's what everybody thought because the timing was dubious.
That's what I believed.
Because he was talking that shit to Greta, and then they said that they used the pizza boxes in his retaliation video to prove that he was in town, and then they arrested him. Apparently, that's bullshit.
Yeah, apparently that's not true.
Okay.
Which is one of those things that when you hear about it first, you're like, whoa, that's so crazy. And then after you think about it,
It would have
you're
been
like,
so funny.
yeah, there's no way they're like watching his streams, like, we got him.
Yeah.
Like, they just couldn't see his passport, like, when he got in the country, and they're like, yeah, he's here.
Or just drive up to the castle and see if he's there.
Yeah.
Right? You just
Yeah.
knock on the door and be like, hey, is Andrew here?
Yeah, there's got to be other ways for the government to know if you're in the country other than, like, you ordering, like, pepperoni pizzas.
100%.
In the mother of all coincidences, in addition to Greta Thunberg, Andrew Tate has been arrested in Romania, and he's being detained for 30 days. I went to Romania. I went to Bucharest to do a gig for a Bitcoin guy who had paid me a good sum of money to perform at his birthday party. Many of the people at the party did not speak English. It made a difficult crowd for a comedian. But the check cleared. They were hospitable to me. But I had to spend, 2 or 3 days in Bucharest, Romania. And the only person to interview in Bucharest, Romania was Andrew Tate, who was a lovely man to me and my producer. He was a delightful character. This is true. I love anyone that shows up in a Rolls Royce, who puts me in a Rolls Royce. I mean, and some of the women with him, I don't know what was going on. They seemed quiet. And I thought they were just quiet. Which is a little, to be honest, coming from America, it's a nice change of pace that the women were a little quiet, that they were more reserved. We went to a steakhouse. We had a great meal with Andrew and Tristan. There was no evidence of human trafficking besides, the women who were a little quiet and kind of looked at the floor and didn't speak. But again, it's Eastern Europe, so I think that's cultural.
How can you believe anything that is said about somebody so controversial? Because everybody seemingly has already made up their mind.
Right.
So where to get real information on him? Who knows?
All the objectionable stuff, I think, also was unnecessary. I think if I don't know him. If I did know him, I would tell him all the boastful shit and the shit about him being, the top G and all that stuff. All that shit's great. The misogynistic stuff, like if you have daughters or if you have a wife or if you have sisters, stuff like that, you don't want that.
Well,
you don't that narrative, like putting that out there, That's negative to everybody. It's not even positive to him. It's like it's not necessary.
You already know that there's an investigation going on in you. Obviously, if he's as big as he is, if he's the top G in Romania, he has people in probably the police department or their version of the FBI or whatever the fuck it is, who are like, yo, there's an ongoing investigation about you. You know they're eventually going to go back in jail. So of course go on all these platforms and then say, the Matrix is coming for me. Is it the Matrix or is it the motherfucking police that have said, hey, we're building this case against you?
You know what else to that point? When I was
It's
looking,
like Tory going, listen, the Matrix is after me. I mean, I know I shot this woman in the foot, but the Matrix is conspiring to put me in prison.
He's an alpha. I don't know anything about him, but I don't like it because I feel like he would have liked what you just said.
You can pay him to learn to be an alpha.
What's less alpha than paying to learn to be an alpha? That should be the whole seminar. You just show up, he's like, who paid? And they all raise their hand. He's like, get the fuck out, bitches. One guy's in there giving him the finger. He's like, this is my protege.
So Andrew Tate is in prison for 30 days.
yes.
On what? Not sex trafficking.
That's what everyone thought at first.
They thought it was sex trafficking.
Organized crime allegations, correct?
Connection to what? The mafia.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Organized crime, so yeah, I guess they would believe mafia.
Okay.
But there's a few allegations. They've been investigating since his last arrest in April. Mm-hmm. Allegedly, one of his women that was making like $55,000 a month on the cams that he was forcing to work said she didn't make $1 off of it, so that's sex slavery, I assume.
She wasn't a top earner. Measly 55.
$55,000 a month, bruh?
Come on.
That's like $700K a year.
Come on, step it up. Step it up.
Okay.
That's top B, I think.
What else?
The people that support him no matter what are going to support him no matter what. They're not really going to care. If 300 women came out and say, we were Cosby drugged and raped, people that support him are going to go, they're agents of the Matrix, they're liars, it doesn't matter. And the people that hate him and the things he says are going to believe he is a rapist no matter what, even if it is not proven, even if some of these victims, their credibility is called into question.
Andrew Tate, everybody's talking about this guy. I don't get it. What should I know about this guy? Is he good or bad?
I think he hates women.
Oh, he hates women? You like him? Oh, okay. I thought women hated him. Oh, you gotta get your bitches. Whoa, she's fun. That's a fun lady. She does anal. All right. She does. Oh, all right. Great. Okay. I nailed it. I want to smell that guy's hand.
I can't tell if his brother is a real person.
Oh, really?
I think it's him. I think he's doing split screens. I think he's smart enough to do split screens.
He is smart.
By the way, I've just figured out what I'm doing.
What?
I'm doing Bert Kreischer split screens. I'm gonna do split screens with me and my twin brother Brent.
And what are you
Brent
guys gonna do?
Crystals
Just,
and
like,
Bert Kreischer.
go
And
at it?
Brent Crystals is gonna be a fucking lunatic.
Oh, what's Bert gonna be like? the voice of reason?
The voice of reason.
Oh yeah, I think it should
Dude,
flip
I
it.
have not showered.
I think Brent should be the voice of reason.
They were lovely to me. That's all I can say. They did not traffic me. They trafficked me in a Rolls Royce. So, I mean, you can traffic me. And, you know, I mean, the women at the house were lovely. They were quiet and they didn't look me in the eye. And, you know, because that's, so I still withhold judgment. The house, the decor of the house was a little human trafficker. If I had to peg the decor, if they brought in a designer and gave the designer inspiration, it would be sex trafficking. I mean, it's all black. It's kind of sexy. There's like secret rooms and everybody's on closed circuit TV, you know. But I don't know. Is that human trafficking per se? That you have a sexy house with secret panic rooms and then everybody's on closed circuit TV all the time? I don't know. Epstein had that a little bit, right? But that's maybe part of the package. I don't know. I love real estate and I love homes. And I respect different people and the way that they choose to live. So some people are going to want more of, like, let's say a French colonial. Some people want a traditional Spanish. Some people are going to want a modern. And some people are going to want an Eastern European sex dungeon.